West Coast is home to some of the best auto enthusiasts, fabricators, and builders in the world. This breed of creative people have dedicated their lives to the automotive aftermarket scene by taking stock and making it rock.
I'm Todd Hayden, and this is Legends on the Left. Hey, I got it right this time. Damn it, I wasn't supposed to get it right.
On this episode, we head to Everett, Washington and talk with Brandon Knowles, owner of BrandX Customs. His work has been seen all over the world, from pavement scraping trucks to top-notch award-winning classics. Brandon and his crew definitely know how to build someone's automotive dream. We met up with Brandon on a weekend, but since his shop runs almost 7 days a week most of the year, the background noise you hear in my interview is a paint booth carrying yet another beautiful BrandX creation.
So Brandon Knowles, we have a history.
Very long.
We've been friends for a long time. Let's take the viewers back to that time.
Oh, barely out of high school.
Yep.
Into mini trucks.
Into mini trucks. We met at shows.
Yep.
We met through shows, I should say. It was a good community back then.
Yep. Very good community.
Tight knit.
Very tight knit.
What did you have? What was your first mini truck that you had?
Oh.
Was that your first custom vehicle? Was a mini truck?
Very first. 1980 Toyota.
1980 Toyota.
Short box.
You love your Toyotas.
Love the Toyotas. Always have. Started out as a standard wheelbase for quite a few years. You remember it being on the show scene.
So that was the one that you eventually stretched then?
Yeah.
That's right. I remember at the Puyallup Fair, that show, that was one of the first shows that I saw met you in your truck.
Pre-stretch.
Yes, at the Northwest Mini Truck Nationals or something,
yes.
Wasn't that? So let's go from there. We're actually in your shop right now. It's a pretty big spot here that you're taking care of. Who are you running this with? Is it just you, or?
I've got a handful of good employees that work alongside me as a team, but I guess I'm the captain.
The captain of the ship.
Yeah.
What do you work on here?
I go from being in the office to anything out here. There's nothing I don't do. From welding to cutting to repair.
Well, I see you have full size and 4x4s and the imports. What would be the proper name of that without everyone getting mad at us?
ADM cars.
There you go. Okay.
That
yeah. Because when I say stance, I categorize
right.
it, and then people get mad. So.
Yeah, you don't.
No.
We got some muscle cars. We do quite a bit of Mustangs. A buddy of mine, Zach, from back in the day, mini truckin. Him and his dad had a custom or a restoration shop that did old Mustangs and Ford. And that's what, when he retired, he's like, let's just join up and work together. So we arm wrestled to see who was going to be the boss, and I lost. Hi, Lainey.
Just keep rolling. So
it's kind of a family business.
It has been, yes, because I remember being up there at the other shop with your family and working on my truck with you, and that was a good time. It was a good family atmosphere you guys had going on.
Yeah, we like to keep it that way. I mean, we made chili for lunch yesterday, just like being at home, you know.
Of course, you shoved me in an old mobile home or motor home when that week that I worked on my truck there.
Right.
Yeah. So you offer great accommodations back then.
Yeah. They're even better now. You get a car to sleep in.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Run security for you.
Yeah.
So let's see. You started out in mini trucking. I know that you're into bikes. You've been into bikes for quite a few years now. What about that? Well, tell me a little bit about your bike experience. Because you've raced, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been road racing. I started about 20 years ago. Just like that adrenaline and that speed, and comes with the get off and here or there. And
What's the
An
fastest
ambulance
you've gone
ride.
on a bike?
About realistically, right around 178.
Wow. So you said hospital. What does that mean?
Oh, the 100-mile-an-hour plus crashes, they sometimes hurt.
What happened on that one?
Which one? Some I don't remember.
How
I saw a busted helmet that I still have.
You know, I think that the ones that you don't remember are probably the best, but
Yeah.
for everyone else anyway.
A guy lost his motor at 100 and I was doing about 135 in Portland and I hit the oil. My buddy Justin got it on his helmet. He couldn't see, hadn't hit the track yet, and I was right on his rear tire going into a corner and it was too late. I didn't have any time. And I remember flying through the air and then hitting the ground, and yeah, I got a little fuzzy here or there. Ended up in the psych ward in Portland for some reason.
Oh, wow.
I guess they thought I was loopy now.
They had never met you prior to that, obviously.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
So you've been to SEMA a few times. You've had some featured vehicles down there.
Right.
Tell me about it. Tell me about your SEMA experience.
Before SEMA, which is kind of hard to kind of get into, it's expensive, and you got to have a sponsor. But multiple magazine features and covers in magazine over the years have helped build the, portfolio.
Sure.
And then in 08, my personal truck, I was able to land a spot with Valspar Matrix automotive paint.
And this is what truck? So you can.
It was a Filter Auto.
Yep.
It was a big truck, a big hit. Cover of 3 magazines, one in Brazil, and then an Auto Sound Security magazine, and then of course Street Trucks. Pretty iconic truck. It turned out really well.
Yeah.
It was a poke in the eye with a sharp stick, basically. I like Kawasaki green, and the interior it's just way bright. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a beautiful truck. I've seen it in person. So yeah. So what do you see? We're kind of at a crossroads right now in the automotive, the customization industry.
Right.
Chrome's coming back. It used to be that used to be just all blacked out and the black wheels, and Chrome's coming back. What other trends do you see coming back into the scene that it's like, boy, I just would not have seen that coming, that people are wanting?
It seems like the rats have been kind of on a rise, just because of the cost difference. But some of the graphics from like the Cali days, the old school 15, 20 years ago are starting to show back up in different forms.
That's dating us, you know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Where it's cool again.
I know.
It's like, oh, we did that. We were the first to do that.
Right. Right.
So what, like
paint wise, that's kind of coming back. Modern styles of flames give it some new twist. Flames have never really gone away. They've just kind of adapted to the
morph towards the era.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can tell a 20-year-old flame job, it shows it.
Yeah.
It's that era.
Well, and there's usually a Roadrunner painted somewhere on it or something.
Yeah. Or little stick figures,
Stick figures, yes. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Find the stick figures. Yes.
Yeah.
Good times.
How many? Haven't done that one for a while.
So
a lot of the 70s like panel style paint jobs and kind of coming in from the lowrider stuff have started to kind of pop up on the newer motorcycle builds. It's becoming pretty popular.
Now I know that you've been involved with helping movie productions and that sort of thing. What happened with there? What did you do with that? The movies?
Mostly just.
Because I just want to bring up a lot of stuff that people might not know about you, and where a lot of us have come from, where we've grown from mini trucks and moved on into different realms of the automotive industry, and we're building something on a minute budget can take you, can veer your path in life and your hobbies and that sort of thing. And like, who would have thought that, you know, when I talked to you a few years ago, that you know, into movies.
Right?
He's that guy with the Toyota, you know, with the drips on it.
About 20 some years ago, a friend of mine I just recently met. He had he'd been into movies. He was taking a break from it, and so he bought a business close by, and we became friends. And he kept calling me BrandX, and it always ticked me off. I'm like, dude, my name is Brandon. He's like, okay, BrandX. And for years he did that. It kind of stuck. But he ended up going back into the movies, and then whenever he would need some help, you know, he was into production cars, so he had to find and locate and then customize, modify, do whatever to fit the script.
Yep.
He did that for quite a few years, so I would help him find cars and build them. And then I've done a few where they would just come directly to me, and they, you know, for the one was really big. There was like over 60 cars that we managed for Amazon Prime when they did Man in the High Castle. We did that out of this location here a few years back.
Well, was that the one that you asked me about, the Volkswagens?
Yeah.
Was that the? And everyone I know has.
It had to be original.
Yeah, exactly. And people don't want to drive those, let alone loan them out.
Right.
So.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a big job. Finding weird cars, like Messerschmitt cars that are made with old airplane parts from World War II.
Oh, wow.
And then driving them. They were quirky, you know? So we had to manage the cars on the set as well. So I had a crew of guys that would learn how to drive these old things, and BMW Izettas and old Porsche 366s and weird Mercedes limos and stuff like that. So that was pretty busy. That was about a 3-month long gig on top of doing the normal stuff. So
sure.
We were working doubles.
Keeping the lights on. Yeah.
We were working nights.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Right.
So how many vehicles of your own do you think you've owned?
That's funny, because we were just talking about that a few weeks ago, and I would have to say over 300.
Over 300 that you've personally owned.
Yeah, some of them I only owned for a few months.
Yeah.
I'd buy them and fix them up and sell them.
And lower it.
Most of them.
Yeah. What percentage of that has been lowered? At least lowered, because I'm thinking you're at least 78 to 90 something % on that.
Most everything got lowered. I mean, that's a really tough one, because I could not keep from ripping springs out and cutting them. It was like crack, you know? Like, that's just what you do, right?
Yeah.
But as I got a little older and raising a family, I would say that some of the ones that I would flip, if you want to call it, I'd buy and sell, I wouldn't do that too. But if I was going to drive it for any amount of time, it was not going to be stock. Not at all. Couldn't handle it.
Is that one of the prerequisites to have your vehicle in the shop?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either lifted or lowered.
Sure. So what do you see in the next 10 years? What do you see being a trend or a fad or something that you would want to see brought back?
I would like to see simplicity but craftsmanship that exceeds what we saw 20, 30 years ago. There's a lot of guys around that are bringing in a lot of CNC designed, you know, machine parts, just one-of stuff, and spending the time to design it with a simple look. but obviously heavily modified, slammed, but completely functional and usable, just like it should have been done from the factory. Just the cleanliness of vehicles done like that is really amazing. So I like to see that. I don't like overdone. So simple paint is nice on something like that. You know.
What's your favorite color to paint?
Oh, Kawasaki green or candy green.
A man of my own heart right there.
I buy them by the gallons. Yeah, my bathroom is Kawasaki green.
There you go.
Home,
Nothing wrong with that. So is my garage at home. It's puke green, so close enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, that's a great color. I like the candies too. And the greens, different shades of it.
Well, I think the guys are waiting in your shop to cut a roof off a truck, so I think we have business to take care of.
Sounds like a plan.
Right on, man. Thanks a lot.
You bet.
can't film me redoing my boss's truck.
Sure I can. While the guys continue work on the chop, we took a walk outside to check out a Toyota built by Brandon that was previously featured in Minitruckin magazine.
I fixed the block with JB Weld and drove it for another few years, and then electrolysis.
You know, the current owner standing over here, is this stuff that you fixed already? Because we've all been the JB Weld route. So.
Oh, yeah. So I got quite a few years out of it, probably another 30K out of it with the JB Weld on holding the block together. Me and a buddy did the whole truck in 10 weeks with parts we had laying around. Just 22R, 20R parts. I had a 5-speed out of an old Celica laying around. We used to did a smash fest on it.
So then you decided to get rid of it for the last time.
Well, it's always an open-ended. This truck is welcome home anytime.
Always got a home.
Yeah.
A garage anyway.
Yeah. As long as it's within the family of custom truck lovers, it's okay.
What year is this?
This is a 1978.
78. Is that considered a Hilux still?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
That's why we titled this one Lolux.
Well, I saw the license plate, but you know, you kind of have to look into the license plate a little bit more than sometimes. What month and year was it in Minitruckin? Was it in Minitruckin?
Yeah, it was on the front cover of Minitruckin magazine. He's got a plaque inside with the cover photos.
Gotcha. I'm just wondering when he wants you to lay it out.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
I'll lay it out.
Well, I know you will, so I don't understand what's the holdup. Come on, come on, come on. So what's scraping on here?
Everything. Body frame, the rockers. There's something badass about custom rigs.
Am I going to be able to open up the door?
I'll pull up a little bit.
Because I'm not thinking I am right there. There we go.
Should be good
There we
there.
go. Awesome, Tim. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I remember years ago with your brother on the phone calling Toyota for parts when he was building that Hilux.
Yeah.
Nut for nut and bolt for bolt. And walking through the office, and there he is on the phone. Speak English. I can't understand you. We're like, what are you doing? And he's all, I'm calling Toyota over in Japan trying to find out what the number was of this bolt or something. He had to find this one bolt that was going to, make or break that build.
Yeah, he was kind of a Puritan that way. He had to have the exact one.
For hours, speak English. And I think you were yelling at him because you were like, how much is this phone call costing?
Probably.
Back then, landlines and all that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think we had cell phones.
No. Maybe
If we do, they were bricks.
Maybe a flip phone, yeah. Flip phone if you were rich, right?
Yeah, or the bags.
That's right. All right, thanks, sir.
You bet.